Yeah, pour it up, let the bourbon speak. Call me old-fashioned, we bringing that heat. 100 proof, sipping flavor on blast. Dabbling with the rear view, raise your glass. Bourbon hunting for unicorns, that's the chase. High ride heat, put a smile on my face. Respect to the OGs, yeah, they set the tone. Tux, Mr. Lopez, I rock, there it gone. Oaks hit strong, oaky smooth ride. I'll see you on the other side.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashioned. Did that just say my mic was off? No, my mic's on. I thought I messed it up. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Today, we're going to be doing a little first impressions of the Bardstown Bourbon Company Double Barrel Discovery Series number 13. So, I just had to go live. I had to try it eventually. It was either that or I drink it without the live. So I was like, yeah, we'll go live. We'll see what it's like. It won't be anything super long, but I wanted to. Bro, I'm like tearing this thing up. I'm not good at opening bottles at this point. That's what I think I've come to the conclusion of. But we'll kind of dive into a couple things. Kyle, what's going on, baby? Liz says, cheers. Mr. Joker says, what's up, family? What is going on? Not the Welches says, hi, y'all. What's going on, baby? Caterpillar says, call me old-fashioned voice, very low. I don't know. Maybe my voice is low. You know what I mean? You never know. Kyle sent high five for 100 joules. I don't know what that means. Anyways, let's dive into this one. All right. So this got a blend of all types of shit. Let's start with 45% Kentucky 9-year age, 22% Kentucky 9-year age, 20% of Kentucky 15-year age, and 13% of Kentucky 8-year age. The mash bills on all those kind of vary. They all are around 70 to 78% corn, 10 to 21% rye, and about 8 to 12% malted barley. So, Not the Welcher says, is just enjoying my first bottle of Larceny. Which one do you got? Joker says, welcome everybody. Don't forget to hit the bell. I'm not going to read all that. You guys can read it. Joker, I appreciate you, bud. Cat says, there's always something. What? Where'd it go? It's always somebody disagrees with you. Yeah, I get that. Bro, what's up with my camera? Kyle199 says, hope the tooth feeling better, brother. Hey, I mean, it still feels like shit, to be honest, but it's the wisdom teeth. Alex, what's up, Jeep? What's up, baby? See, that's, you know what I mean? Like when you get a little like that, like you know it's about to be good. I'm just throwing that out there. What did I do with the chat? Just got the regular small batch. It's not bad. I mean, the Larceny barrel proof is really, really good. I don't even remember the last time I had the small batch though, so I can't like be like, oh, I remember this from it. I don't remember nothing from it. Let's see, what else was this one was also, so it's aged in the American white oak and then Hungarian oak, which is also similar to the Angel's Envy triple oak. That was one of the triples. It's one of the three. You get what I'm saying. So let's go ahead and get a little pour of this. The proof on this one is 110.8 proof. Now, I got to pull it down because I can't remember the bottle. The Bardstown Bourbon Company single barrel. This one was 126.8 proof. This one was fantastic. I've had this bottle for like the life of the channel. I've yet to finish it off, but it was fantastic. And it was only a 6-year age. I'm hoping that this one is very similar, if not even better, because it's double oaked. But I'm going in thinking it's not going to be like a traditional double oak because of the Hungarian oak. But we'll see. Alex says, bro, I always that larceny was the shit. But after a few pours, it made it mid. What? This is fantastic on the nose. Who's had any of the Discovery series, really? This one I got at Total Wine, too, just sitting on the shelf. They had the cognac finish one, too. I'm not the biggest cognac fan, but I do love some double oak. So, let's dive into a couple of the nose notes here. It won't be a full review. Man, what is that? It's got a lot, like a little red fruit-esque, little candy vibe on it. Just right off the bat, like it smells more sweet and citrus than a traditional double oak, by the way. It's fantastic, to be honest. Like I could just sit here with it. It does have the traditional caramel vanilla vibes. I don't know. I'm like thrown off because the nose is not. It doesn't like punch you in the face with the oak. There's oak. Don't get me wrong, but it's like sweet oak at best. Got a little spice in there. I'm not gonna say cinnamon. It doesn't. It kind of reminds me more of like nutmeg. But it's sweet. It's got a little sweet citrus vibe on there too. So I haven't had a ton of pours tonight. I had some whiskey gingers with the Jack. I've been hammering through that Jack bottle. I already got to start looking for another one because I don't know if it's going to last too much longer. I'm going in for a sip. It was like cold for some reason. Tuck says cinnamon, you say? The oak is definitely there on the palate, way more than the nose. It's got a lot going on. Like if we were doing like one sip, what's your thoughts? So far, great. Vincent says, how you feel about High West Son? Son of Burai? Is that the actual name, Son of Burai? That would be kind of cool. I just recently got the two bottled bonds. I actually think those are both really good. I like the rye. I think a little. I don't know. They're both good, right? Because one was more like campfire vibes, even though it's not toasted, which I kind of liked. Because it was like not full toasted. It was like nice in between. And then the rye was like candied green apples, which I thought was cool for fall. That fireball, if cinnamon is... Vincent, are you behind or am I just reading the chat all off? Yeah, this is a blend. The Bardstown Bourbon Company double barrel is a blend of like 4 different Kentucky bourbon, ranging from 8-year, 9-year, 9-year, and 15-year. 20% 15-year. I think that's a good percentage of 15-year. Would I like to see more? Absolutely, but I get it. Yeah, I mean, it does have like this nice little like I'm not gonna go like as far as like saying like candy, but like red fruit sweetness. I don't know. Let's just throw out like a dark maraschino cherry. Bro, am I missing a what the fuck? I'm missing comments here. Triple Taco says all bourbon tastes the same. That's not true. If it was, I think I would have a better budget when it comes to bourbon. But I get where you could say that though. Some people don't like the taste. Favorite whiskey, Woodford's Double Oak. That's just like my go-to, right? There's better whiskey out there for sure. That like if I had to drink one, I'm going Woodford's Double Oak. Ever had Pappy's? Nothing. I don't own Pappy's. I've had a pour, like half ounce pour thing, but I don't own it. No, I don't really like. I put out a poll yesterday or like a couple days ago, and I said, "What would you guys prefer, Jack Daniels or Buffalo Trace? If you can only have one, the entire lineup." I don't think I would choose Buffalo Trace over half of them. You know, I like Eagle Rare a lot. That's one that I personally like, and I like if you line up and say, "Hey, try every one of the Buffalo Trace." I'm not gonna say any of them are bad, except for maybe Travelers, but like I would never say that about the Jacks typically. So I'm not like big on the. Vincent says lies. Which part? Woodford's Double Oak is his favorite. It is. I literally like you go back. It's the bottle that got me into whiskey. I have mine just chilling over there. Um, there's other ones that are better for sure. Like don't get me wrong. Like it's not the best whiskey, but like that when somebody goes, "Hey, pick something," I can never pick anything. You know what I mean? The day of the week is gonna change which bottle I want to drink. But if somebody like nailed me down to, "Hey, one," I'm always just gonna say Woodford's Double because it's easy. Not for the Welches. What should I try for my first rye? First rye? I don't know. Stick with something under 100 proof. So I'd say maybe the Still Austin or the New Riffs. I'm not the best when it comes to rye because personally I like my ryes like burning my ass up. You know, I want the highest proof I could possibly find. The Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye is by far my favorite rye. Yeah. JC, I'm gonna run it back here in a second. The chat was pumping out some questions, so I was trying to get them all. Lopez says, "If it's good, throw it in my sample pack, bro. You need to cash in eventually." Jack's too sweet. I think Jack's on like the more of the spicier side comparatively to like Buffalo Trace, for example. Oh, I gotcha. Joe Waters says, "Ahoy!" Somebody said something about you about burning an ass out. Yeah, hey, you know what I mean? We get that. We dabble. We test it out. My chat was doing all types of crazy shit. Um, I drank it too fast. It's not the best rye in general. I like the cask strength way more for the Still Austin, but I do think it's nice, sweet, and approachable. It's not like super heavy, like spice rye. If you could find it, I don't even think they sell anymore. I did see a Bullet 10 year. I don't know if that replaced the 12 year, but the Bullet 12 year was a really good entry point for me personally into ryes. Kind of like bridged the gap because I didn't like ryes for the longest time. Not the Well just says, "I really like Knob Creek 9. Not that I dislike it, but it's not like I'm not a big Knob Creek's fan in general. I like the 12, but that's about it. But I'll drink any of them. Yeah, JC knows everything about the ryes. He's the one that kind of gave me my first little list. JC says first rye, honestly, should be Sazerac rye. Again, not a bad option. Forgiving rye transition to Overholt, then Jack rye, then maybe free, go be free in the rye world. Yeah, let's pull it over. I think it's good way to take it. It's kind of similar what I did, but I used Bullet 12 instead. Limbo says, "That's great whiskey you got there. It's my first time trying it. First time. It's my big day. It's my big day." No, it's. I mean, I've had like just a sip of it as we're sitting here. So far, I think it's great. JC asked, so I'll read it back. So this is a blend of 4 different bourbons, right? We've got 45% Kentucky 9-year, 22% Kentucky 9-year, 20% Kentucky 15-year, and 13% of Kentucky 8-year. And the mash bills all kind of range anywhere from 70% corn to 78% corn, and anywhere from 10% rye to 21% rye, and 8% to 12% malted barley. It is aged in the white American oak and then Hungarian oak. Hungarian oak was also very similar to the triple oak from Angel's Envy that I reviewed. But on the nose, It's a lot sweeter. It's not like the tip, like the double oak. I'll use Woodford's because we were just talking about it, right? The Woodford's double oak, you could tell it's there on the nose. This one is like a little bit lighter on the nose, but heavier on the palate as far as oak. It's sweeter on the nose, almost like got a little citrus vibe to it. But I mean, it's got a good spice sweetness level. I like it. I think the price would be a little bit much. I don't know if it would be something that I would like necessarily like pick up again. Right, is a good way I could put it. Like, is it worth a hefty price? Sure, it's fantastic so far, but I think I would have to like wait for the full review to say something like that because I need to compare it next to all the other double oaks and really kind of dive in on that. The price on this, I think MSRP is like one something. I don't know, to be honest. So it has to be classified as a 8-year, even though most of it's 9-year plus. I think they're just saying it's a blend. I don't think there's an age statement on the bottle. Besides, they put all four, right? You could kind of see that a little bit. They put all four there, but yeah, the majority of it, over 67%, is 9-year. So I guess you could say 9-year. Bird Turgeson, have you had a New Riff single barrel rye? I haven't. That's like the one that I don't. I've had the New Riff single barrels in general; those are great. I have the New Riff 8-year rye, which is fantastic. A little pricey for 100 proof, but I hear the single barrel ryes on the New Riffs are fantastic. I personally like the single barrel bourbon more than I do the 8-year, I believe. But the 8-year is great too. All the New Riff stuff to me is good, so I guess take that for what you will. Joker says, I tried 1792 for the first time. Not a fan. I think it has great flavors. Weirdly, 1792 dries my palate out, which, you know what I mean? Like, it's not my go-to. Joker says, in my defense, I'm not a big drinker, so maybe that's my fault. It's your fault then. Well, just says, not going to catch the flack, but I didn't like the Wild Turkey 101. Damn, son. You like Knob Creek 9, but you don't like Wild Turkey 101? That's strange. Did you not? Do you like the 90 proof more, or I don't even know what to say that. I love Wild Turkey 101. It's light, it's sweet. I don't think 101 proof's that hot in general. Joe says, enjoy the New Riff bottles. I finally tried the Balboa. Not bad. I haven't had that one, but I have had the malted rye, the sherry finish barrel proof. That one's really good. Sesame Free says, thoughts on Still Austin cast strength rye and Uncle Nearest rye. Two of my favorites at the moment. I've never had the Uncle Nearest. I haven't had any of Uncle Nearest in general. Still Austin cast strength rye is good. So the way I judge rye is probably way different than anybody else. I want it to be a little minty, a little spicy. I don't want it to be sweet, because if I wanted sweet, I would go towards like bourbon. It also has to do really good in a whiskey ginger ale and rye whiskey. That's just, I don't know, that's me. I like it neat. I mean, shoot, I even kind of like it in an old fashioned, but I don't like it in the whiskey ginger. Just something about it. But I like all of Still Austin, so it is good. It's a good price too for a cast strength rye. Max THC says Old Forester 100 over Wild Turkey 101. Ooh, maybe. I would have to do that blind. I feel like if I say anything, I'd be biased towards the Wild Turkey. Wild Turkey typically has the notes that I would prefer over the Old Forester, but Old Forester doesn't miss. The Truck Channel says, I mix vodka with Gatorade. You gotta stay hydrated. You know what I mean? Not the Welch's. Proof wasn't the problem. I got a weird spice I couldn't appreciate. We'll try it again later in my bourbon journey. You know, eventually, maybe you just circle around that and go to the Wild Turkey Rare Breed. They're different, higher proof, but I don't know. I don't know what I would be able to think. I can pull it down eventually, but Uncle Nearest Rye, Nearest Green, 84 proof. I wouldn't pick that up. I mean, I haven't tried it, but I'm not picking up 84 proof. Uncle Nearest is pretty decent in my opinion. The standard bottles are comfortable to the Jack Daniel's single barrels. Again, in my opinion, that's big claims. I love the Jack Daniel's single barrels. That's all I've been drinking lately is Jack Daniel's, to be honest. Have you started an Infinity barrel? Not a barrel, but I have my Infinity blend that I've had for fucking forever. Kyle says, I'm having the Penelope Walnut Old Fashioned tonight. Okay. You doing cherry or no cherry? That's the question. I'm almost out, and I've been kind of like holding on to that because I don't know if I want to like buy another one. I like to try them all, but I like my own personal made Old Fashions a little more. I don't think I'm gonna have a reason to buy another one. I'll buy their next one, the apple cinnamon one that's coming out, but I don't need to like re up. Like it's good. I personally would rather make my own. Please don't drink the Penelope Peach Old Fashioned. I don't like that one. Like it's not bad. Like it's definitely drinkable, but it's not my cup of tea. I don't even like peach though. Turgeson says, I'm thinking of trying Cooper and Cass. I haven't had that one yet. I know somebody that did, and they said it was pretty good, but as far as like their bourbon knowledge, I don't know too much about. So take that for with caution. Maybe you like it, and then you come tell me to try it. JC says, anybody hear about the Penelope apple cider old fashioned bottle? Yeah, the cinnamon syrup with like an apple bitters, I think it was, or apple syrup and cinnamon bitters, one of the two. Sounds good for fall, winter. I feel like that one's more like fall than winter, but whatever. Not the Welch says, I'm thinking about Michter's next. I think that's a good move, right? Any other kind of like standard lineup, I think that would be a good pickup. Cherry, but I don't have the charred nosing glass like you. I get it. You know what I mean? I don't. You guys talked me into it. It did work out, by the way. The glass is fine. It didn't get damaged or anything crazy like I thought it would, but just touch and go there for a minute. Just tried the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey Blackberry. I mean, it's not bad. Like it's definitely good for summer for the blackberry stuff, but man, that thing's just asking for a hangover. But I think it's one of the better blackberries. I definitely like it better than the Crown. Bob says, well, I'm here. Might as well start drinking. Hey, you know, if you're here, might as well have a little sippy sip. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that. The JD special releases don't miss. You're not wrong. Anything that I've had from Jack, I don't think I've ever been like, I don't like this bottle. Like even the Jack 7, I just recently bought another bottle because I haven't had one in a while. And I've been drinking that too. The Jack Daniel's Bonded Rye is new. My single barrel here, this is to put in perspective. I think it was last Friday I opened this bottle on stream. You know what I mean? Like that's what I drink. This is what I've been drinking. And I got the Jack Daniel's Heritage too. And I've had a couple of random pours of that, but the rye's been the go-to. Lopez says, don't forget to smash the like button, folks. Subscribe if you haven't already. Kyle says, when are we doing a blind tasting night? I mean, we can do that next Friday if you want. What do you want? Oh, Kyle, what do you want to see blinded? It's your idea. You're running the show now, bud. I need to know. I can do up to, I mean, I preferably don't want to do 6 at a time, but I can do 6 at a time. I just can't do multiple blinds in a single video. And the reason why is because the wife goes to sleep as soon as she pours them up. JC says, I might have to join in on a drink. I got a pinched nerve in my bicep. Darn thing won't let it go. Yeah, bro. Take a little sippy sip. Nothing crazy. Just have a pour. You know, I'm not convincing you. Sesame says, number 7 is awesome too, because you can often get a package with 2 rock glasses for less than $7.50 on its own. You're not wrong. I did get it in a little gift set. I love the Christmas time because of the gift sets. I opted for no rocks glass, and I got a tall highball glass. It's not going to focus on this, but you know what I mean? I thought that was cool. Yeah, Lopez. So like my drink of choice lately, I like the old fashions aren't bad, but they're just I mean they're sweeter. So I've been like sticking away from like sweeter stuff lately. So I'll do the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye, and I'll do the Fever Tree ginger ale, and just a little mixy. Not the Welch says hot takes. Don't even like Evan Williams Bond either. I don't care for it. It's not bad. Like it's not like horrible, but I'm not gonna be the person that's like, don't buy this expensive bottles of Bardstown. It sucks. You can get Evan Williams bottle and bond. Like fuck that. You know what I mean? Like come on. I mean, I will say you can get the benchmark full proof that's better, or Old Granddad 114 that's better. Spend like a couple extra dollars. Kyle says, what about a blind with bottles that are $65 or lower? Throw in the one that's double the price. Yeah, you said that last time, actually. My bad. I should remember that. Let me take a little reminder photo. Sesame says, do you do these every Friday? Just stumble upon a stream for the first time. I didn't go live yesterday. I was supposed to, but I had a little toothache. But yeah, typically every Friday at 9:45 p.m. Eastern time. I usually go live normally with something professional, right? Sometimes it's on the wider version too, not just the up and down. But usually I start with like a review or a blind or something, and then we kind of move into like a hangout session. I just kind of threw up the cameras because this bottle's been sitting on the counter here for like a day, and I'm like, I really want to try this. So I just went ahead and went live so I can try it. Max THC, I think I like that take. Evan Williams Bottle and Bond has a really good nose, but a boring palate. The nose is way better than the palate for Evan Williams. I will agree with that. Have you had the moonshine sweet tea or the sweet tea moonshine? I probably. I've had like every moonshine you can think of. When we went to like Gatlinburg, we went to Sugarland's, Old Smokies, and a different one I think, and we did the tasting like 6 times in a row, like for like a week straight. So I've ran through them. Big Bob BJ, my bad, says rye and ginger ale. Thanks for the recommendation. Making it now. It's people find that weird because it's like spice and spice. Personally, I was just I wish I could tell you I was joking. Like that's literally like one of my favorite drinks right now. Sometimes I get crazy. Do a little splash of lemon juice in there. Not like a lot, like a little. Oh right, it's Saturday. It is Saturday. I'm late like a day and a half, so. JC says, haven't enjoyed a Heaven Hill product other than the classic Elijah Craig, but then again, haven't had the 94 Elijah Craig since my first bourbon like 4 years ago. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Rye just got released around here. I didn't see one yet, but that will be one that I want to try. So I've had the bourbon, I've had the toasted, I haven't had the rye. Barrel Proof Rye. Joe says, I have enough Heaven Hill on the shelf, but I found one of the artist bottles with a chance of the golden cork gonna crack tomorrow. See, that's how you buy me in, bro. You tell me there's a chance to get a golden cork underneath. That makes me buy some things. The art too is a cool thing, but that's for a different day. Joe Water says, ginger ale is a fantastic mixer. I prefer 7-Up over Sprite. I mean, I'm a Sprite guy over 7-Up, but I'm a ginger ale over everything, or over those. Not the Welch says, Russell Reserve 10-year is in my top 3. It's a fantastic bottle. If you haven't had like a bunch of craziness bottles, then I think that's a valid top 3. If that's your top 3, let's see where we can go from there. So Russell's 10. 90 proof, 10-year age, sweeter but thinner. What could go with that? I think a good transition from there would be like a Ben Holiday soft red wheat. It's a wheated, so different. I think the Green River and like Four Roses, like I don't fucking know. Pick any of them. Small batch select or whatever price range you feel comfortable with. They're all good. Kyle says best ginger ale is Ale 8. See, those are fighting words because those fever trees have been my go-to. But can we just do like a ginger ale blind? That would be fantastic. They have a cherry ginger ale. Sounds like it has sugar though. Like the reason why I like the fever tree so much is they're like almost no sugar. Seagram's been a while. The flavor on Ale 8 to me is way better. Not the Welch's says Four Roses was there first. See, yeah. I was trying to find something that was semi-similar profile wise. I would have said like Redwood Empire Pipe Dream 101 or even like the white label, but everybody kind of loses their mind when I say that. It's unique. It's got its own little unique little lane. There's like a fucking gnat flying around here. The fuck? Love Four Roses story. Good old love story. Anyways, I kind of like just skipped over the bottle here. I just started talking about everything else. Hazmat or hazelnut rum from Sugarlands. My bad, bro. I thought you said hazmat. I was like, they got hazmat. The hazelnut rum. I probably wouldn't have been me. The ones I like from Sugarlands was the Appalachian apple pie. That one was my favorite one. That's why I remembered it so quick. I can't remember. The other ones, Old Smoky was like more of our go-to. I felt like they had ones that at the time I was buying. I got all like the pickle ones and the hot spicy pickle ones and their banana cream one. That one's fire. But that wasn't from Sugarland. Sugarland, no, wait, that was Old Smoky too. Old Smoky had like a salted caramel one that we were putting in our coffee. It was good. Not the Welcher says, I actually want to collect and keep all 10 single barrels unopened from Four Roses. Or you go buy the sample kit that's like $200 and has every strain from Four Roses. It's like a big old long pack. You can just keep that if you want. It's not the whole bottle, but definitely a lot cheaper. I wanted to buy one of those and test them all on a live stream. I just feel like what a waste of money. You know what I mean? Like, because I would much rather just grab bottles slowly over time, but it's a good way to get everything all at once. This is a fantastic bottle. I really like this. The more it kind of like sits and kind of opens up as I'm sipping on it, it definitely feels more double oak vibes than it did originally. But it's got like a little chocolate note, but like definitely more like cherry red fruit, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I would definitely like this. Kind of falls in line with a lot of the other bottles I've been saving for next month. Is all my double oaks, my toasteds, the Jack Heritage is one of them. The Lucky 7, the Woodfords, the Peerless, the Barrel, all of them. This one's going to fit in nicely for the holiday season. Andrew Tate in the chat says, have you tried Finnish Cairo whiskey? I have not. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. C-Man says, I want to try the one that is aged in 4 square rum barrels. Okay. That could be fun. Not to Walter says, but that's not as cool, especially since they started their single barrel collection this year. I get it. I get it. Oz Tyler Distillery. I don't know. Ferd Turgeson says, where to go? Green River is excellent. Had a single barrel at 127 proof. It was a killer. The one I have is a single barrel. I have full proof and it's 118, but it's all thin mint cookie vibes, which is really good. I like the mint to chocolate ratio on that bottle. The mint was like spectacular. You'll thank me later. Okay, I'll look into it. I'll thank you now. Thanks. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah. I mean, again, this one's a little bit of a pricey bottle in general. I'm not going to say it. Like, what's annoying me is I went to Total Wine, right? Total Wine typically never has shit around me. That just is what it is. But they had the cask strength rye from 13th Colony. They also had a single barrel from 13th Colony I wanted. They had this bottle, obviously. They had a couple of the bottled and bond, like 6 and 7 year age. Like one was the rye, one was the bourbon from Still Awesome that I've been wanting. I don't think they're going to be anything spectacular. I think they're just going to be really good, but I do want them. And then they had Hancock's Reserve, the 89 proof bottle, but every bottle was almost $100, and it really kind of irked me when I was walking through the store. I'm like, the average price is no longer like. Now, granted, when you look at the grand scheme of things, sure, but the ones that I've been like looking for feel like they just stick at $100 a bottle, which is not. That's not cool. Like, let's bring the price down just a little hair. You know what I mean? But that kind of aggravated me when I was going through the store because they had a bunch. I'm like, I'm not dropping 600 bottles, $600 right now. I was like, I'm gonna stick with one. C-Man said the Bardstown collaboration series is what it's called, I believe, with the Foursquare. Yeah, I know which bottle you're talking about. The Foursquare one. I think I've seen it. I just don't know much about it. I need to try another Green River offerings. I had the full proof, which stopped me. I don't like full proof bottles. Not always viscous as I like. I feel like it was really thin. I wouldn't say thin, but I understand where you're talking about. Cask strength is typically the key words that you want. Sagamore rye, if I'm on a budget. I've tried a couple of Sagamores. I don't own any of them, but I've tried one. It wasn't bad. It didn't like drag me to go buy it though. My go-to rye is the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. Beyond that one, which one? What's the other rye I've been drinking a lot? I mean, I drink the Sazerac rye a lot too, just because it's like, why not? Oh, this one, the rare character straight rye whiskey, the limited one. I drink the piss out of this one. Like, not like I don't drink the bottle a lot itself, but like I'll go grab like a half pour or something like that, like all the time, just to have a little sippy sip. That and the Redwood Empire Rocket Top. That one's still a good go-to rye. The one I want, I don't necessarily know if I'll die in love with it, but the Frey Ranch rye, I really want that one. You don't see that one as often. What about Bullet Rye? Bullet Rye is one of the few that got me into ryes. I have the 12 still, but I think they got rid of the 12-year age and moved to a 10-year. And just it felt like that's definitely more like bourbon friendly rye. The way I like to drink the ryes now is like punch you in the face with the ryes, high proof. Like that's just typically what I go towards now. Because if I wanted bourbon, I'll just drink the bourbon. JC says, hot take, I didn't like Sagamore Double Oak. Really? I mean, saying that like doesn't surprise me because I did like it. So anything I like, you don't like. Just to remind everybody. I think I just woke the kid up. All right, let's switch it up. What should I pour up next? Any takers? Any takers? What? I mean, I could always drink that Still Austin. Hot or hot? Oh, what did he say before that? I mix it with ginger ale and ice or a hot toddy. The Bullet Rye and ginger ale is also really good. Obviously, I put ice in all my cocktails. A hot toddy, I haven't tried that with a Bullet, but I can imagine that's good. With like some honey, a little honey in there. Yeah, that would pair well. I can't remember where I put everything anymore, but let's do. What did we drink last time? Woodford's? Kyle says Redwood something. Not the Welch says Still Austin. C-Man says I tried the Willet Rye Green Top. It wasn't worth the money, in my honest opinion. I didn't. That was like one of the ryes that threw me away from ryes at the very beginning. They ran out of the 12-year. I don't know if the 10 is its own distillate, but the 7-year bottom bond, it's Bullets. I mean, I like Bullet, but like Bullet's never gonna be one that I'm like, God, have you tried this Bullet product? Like, not, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think it's ever gonna be that to me. Something aged in rum barrels. The only one I have is Yellowstone, and I don't like it. Whistle Pig, not a chance, JC. Not a chance. Like, not even the closest chance. Drink Four Roses OESK. Which one do I have? I have OESF. Sorry, I can't do it. Can't do it. That's the only one I have. I could do. What do I have for Redwood that I would drink right now? Let's do Pipe Dream 101. It's been a minute. Let me put this other Bardstown back and grab a new blend. The Poach Maryland Single Barrel Whiskey is good. Okay. Kyle says, I saw today Wolves X Willet. I have no idea what it was. Wasn't forking out the money today. The Wheel Neal Dark Arts. I don't have any of the Dark Arts, but every time I go to the store and I see one, I'm like, I should pick that up. But I don't. And I feel like it's because I like the bottle too much that I feel like it's trying to sell me on that. You know what I mean? Pipe Dream is fire. I like it. Definitely one of my favorite ones, just in like sipping wise. But a lot of people give me shit for talking about Redwood Empire so much. I thought you had the red label one. I do. I have the Grizzly Beast. I have the white label. I have all of them. Almost all of them. I don't have the Haystack Needle, which would be ideal. Kyle says you were right on the flavor between the 101 and the cast. Oh, yeah. 100%. I called out this was going to be a thing way before it ever became a thing, too. Like, if you go back to, like, my early streams, they're not good, so I don't necessarily say go watch them. But when I tried the Redwood Empire White Label Pipe Dream, I was like, man, the cast strength is so much. Like, if they created a middle range bottle, I feel like they'd get a lot more people. They also did it properly with changing the mash bill slightly. It's just better. Oh, the red. I don't own any of the red label ones. I like. Not that I'm not saying it's not worth it because all the Four Roses are good, but I've had so many Four Roses that really I just buy the single barrels now at this point. C-Man says People give me crap for liking Smoke Wagon. Why the fuck you like Smoke Wagon? I'm kidding. I haven't had too many Smoke Wagons that I can like really talk on about. The only one that I have is the American flag with the bald eagle one. It's good. It's basic. It's cheap. Andrew says I'm drinking the 45 Japanese whiskey now. I like the Hibiki Japanese whiskey. That's the only one I own right now. I am. That's my bad, guys. My bad. I used to talk about them too much, and people get a little frustrated with it. Just thought you pulled that Four Roses bottle out of the last streams. This would be the only Four Roses bottle I have currently. So I would have pulled this out last stream, and it was the, where is it? OESF. Other people might have been drinking that in the chat, but this is the only one I have right now. Let's just put this over here. Sherry cast is the way to go, Andrew says. Maybe. The new Riff Sherry is fantastic. But beyond that, I'm not the biggest like wine finish in general, but they're not bad. Kyle says that Old Forester King Ranch is delicious. I ain't got that. Just bought the Widow Jane Decadence. I hope it's good. Have you tried it? I have tried it. I like it. Not a lot of people like it though. Like it's not everybody's cup of tea. But I like it. It's a little different than the typical stuff. So I'd say don't try to read into what other people say. Just crack it open yourself. Try it. If you like it, great. If you don't, then come shit on it with us or with other people. But I like most of the Widow Jane stuff. I just think it's a little pricey. Seaman says my favorite by far is the Willet lineup. What's your thoughts? I'm not a Willet guy. Now, I would say for two reasons. One, I didn't care for the pot still. Two, the Willet Rye was the one that just like I was like a baby deer coming out just wobbling. Tried the Willet Rye for the first time and lit my palate up. And I was like, I will not drink whatever that is. So, bad experience with Willet. Maybe I circle back to them in the future, but just not on the bandwagon yet. JC says, the only sherry I've had is the Bushmills Black. Not a fan. I haven't had that. Mike's Adventures. Oregon. Is that down rare character in... Bro, is that... Bro, I have a little bit of dyslexia here. If you guys start messing with the chat, I'm going to be in shambles. Yes, I have 3 different rare characters back there. I have the batch 1 Kentucky Straight Whiskey, batch 1 of the Straight Rye Whiskey. Both of those are 2025s. And then I have a single barrel Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, cask strength, 116 proof, 7-year age. They're all great. I actually really like the rare character stuff. JC says I can't afford to be a Willet guy. I feel that. Pure Kentucky is a sleeper if you haven't tried it. And Noah Mills. Okay. Pure Kentucky. Have you guys had Cream of Kentucky? I've been seeing that come out a couple of different places. This is good, but it didn't hit like it used to. Like it just feels a little tamer, right? A little strange there. Not strange as on the bottle, but strange that it was that different. Kyle says, what's your take on Blue Note? My take is that I've been a bitch and I haven't really bought it. Like I hear great things, but every time I find one, I'm like, no joke, I'll be walking out of the store with something else in my hand that I wanted just a little more. And because I'm kind of late to the party, like it's not gonna be used for like social media purposes. So I always just go with what I already have. But eventually I'll get one. But I'll get like the uncut one. C-Man says, I have not seen the cream of Kentucky in my area. I've seen one. I didn't pick it up, but I also didn't really know too much about it. And I was like, you know what? Like, I should probably pick this up. But I didn't. That was at Total Wine as well. I had a 1767 cream of Kentucky. Good. Okay. Tony Cat. Didn't read your name first. My bad. I hear good things. Favorite cheap bottle? Well, technically, I would say like budget would be the Benchmark Full Proof. It's like $22 around here, 125 proof. So it's very versatile with being able to use it in an old fashioned or cocktail or whatever, or just neat because of the proof. If I wanted to spend just a couple more dollars, like $3, then I'll go Old Granddad 114. To be honest, I have like a whole video that breaks down every single price point. I would say probably go there because that's the most up to date. When I do videos like that, I can actually like sit and look at my entire collection, like look at it logically rather than like whatever kind of pops in my view. I'm like, okay, I remember these prices, but I might be missing stuff. I got whiskey all over this room. It's not just these 3 shelves. I got whiskey over here. I got whiskey over here. I got stuff back there. It's just it's a little all over the place. Andrew says they're eating the dogs. Colorado, baby. They be doing it out there. You better be careful. Let's get some water. Bro, I put so much ice in here. Where'd it go? My cheap bottle is Wheel Horse. Might be. I don't even know how much that is. But I think with the couple bottles that I've added recently and like with changes what I've been drinking, if you guys don't know, every year on New Year's Eve, I do a live stream and we'll break down our entire collection and I go over like some like Call Me Old Fashioned awards where I'll go over like my best pour of the year, the best bottle of the year, you know, different things like that. We're going to do best mod of the year and stuff like that throughout the night as we wait for the ball drop and stuff like that. I don't typically wait exactly to the ball drops, or usually like I'll do a long live stream and then come back and we'll do like the California ball drop or something like that. Raph is in the chat.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Raph, welcome back, baby. What's going on? JC says, I'm basic. I got my Old Granddad 114. It's 19 down here. Again, usually it's 23. 19 is a great price. I would buy 3. Not the Welch says, my wife really likes larceny, so I'm thinking of weeded for her. Weeded for her. Yeah, Ben Holiday, soft red wheat. That would be good. I think that should be your next pickup then for her, not for you. Screw you. I like the Screaming Titan, but I see a lot of people lose that in blinds. But JC says, Raph, is it a cat with a fancy attire? No, that's not the same person. That's funny. Caterpillar was him, JC. Here's another good weeded. Hold on, let me pull it out. This Hard Truth, Sweet Mash, Weeded, Bottle and Bond. How do I? There it goes. No, it doesn't. What are we doing? My camera's freaking out right now. There we go. That one is a good weeded as well. Now, obviously, you can get things like the old fits if you can find it. Like this is fantastic. This would be a really great weeded as well. A little harder to find though. So I think easiest to find, best kind of like bang for your buck wise, probably soft red wheat. Let's just leave that. Let's see. Raph says, we talking about cheap go-tos? What we talking about? We're talking about everything, Raph. Some people were letting us know what their best cheap go-to was. So, yeah, hit us. Are we doing a Halloween special? Probably not. Probably not. The reason being, maybe. You never know. Let's never say never. What day is it? Oh, it's fucking Halloween. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing Halloween. Come on. So it probably will be like a super late. It would be like something like this, like a late night pour, because we're gonna obviously the kid's gonna be going trick or treating this year. We're gonna have to get back home, clean him up, clean me up, and then probably just pop on a live or something like that. But we'll see. JC says, "Oh, call me old fashioned. I got my Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye at Cast Strength, the Shelfer version. What'd you think? Did you like it?" Not the Welch says, Old Fit 7's allocated at my Total Wine. Don't go to Total Wine. Not the Welch's. Where are you at? Which state are you in? It is allocated some places, but it's going to be a shelfer eventually. Keyword on the eventually. But what I was saying, though, that this still could be my favorite bottle this year. I think I got it this year. I don't remember. Yeah, I had to have gotten it this year. Fantastic bottle. Fantastic bottle. Arizona. You ain't got nothing out there. You got desert. Just kidding. I went to Page, Arizona, over by like Horseshoe Bend, Antelope Canyon, that kind of stuff, Grand Canyon area. All that was fun, but it was like nothing out there. So I don't know how to recommend you from there. For you, what has been the neatest dusty you found in a shop? I don't think I've ever found one. Because most of the time, the places that I go are being ran through. Like the Total Wines and the ABCs, they don't keep that kind of stuff. There's two main other liquor stores, or really three main liquor stores I go to from there. It's Wild Whiskeys of Mandarin, and they're good, but they like anything good goes up on their top shelf for points. So they don't really let the dusties hang around. The other ones would be Shores. Shores is kind of the same thing. They're very good at like making sure like if there's something good, like you know about it. They're gonna make their money from it. And then Golden Ox. Golden Ox, I would say is they always have good stuff. I've never just really like dug through their shelves though. Tony Cat says, nearest dusty for me, 1914 Plankton Reserve from Cedar Brook Whiskey. God damn, 1914. I want like stuff like that. I want to know what whiskey tasted like back then. Like what, you know what I mean? Like that's over 100 years old. Like I just want to know like, did they have their shit together or were they fucking up? You know. Jerry in the chat said, "Hey y'all, I'm here for a good time, not a long time." Jerry, happy late birthday, bud. I don't think I was live the last time or between your birthday now. Jonathan Savage says, "Cheers, everyone." Jonathan, welcome to stream, baby. Happy Friday or Saturday. It's not Friday, it's Saturday. That's on me. I did a little improv. Hero. Or hero? What? We talking about Tyler Hero? What are we talking about? I don't know. I'm gonna keep that. Elaine in the chat says, "What are we reviewing? Everything." We were doing a little. We didn't do a review. We wanted to be professional. We weren't being professional tonight, but the one that I popped open tonight for a little first impressions is the Bardstown Bourbon Company Double Barrel Discovery Series number 13. I can't figure out how to get this bottle to look good. Maybe that. But it's got a little shiny little sticker on there for Series 13. So it's good. It's mainly a 9-year age, but it's got a little 15-year age in there as well. Double oak, it's good. I like it a lot. But I'll probably release like a full review on it when I'm like have time to sit down and think about it. But from first impressions, it was fantastic. Beyond that, I just started drinking random shit like the Still Austin and stuff. Not the Welcher says, "Oh yeah, JC, one of the best lines next to cabbages." I don't even know what we're talking about in the chat anymore. Jonathan says, "Just had a 74 Crown Royal, a 56 early time, and a 71 Beam if I caught the end of the recent Dusty talk." Jeez. I'd want the 56 early times would be really cool, but I think I'd want the 71 Gem just for fun. The Crown I could do without. Tony Cat says, "I work at a Dusty shop in Covington, Kentucky. Revival Vintage Spirits. Most Dusties I've had have been delicious, smooth, and flavorful." Okay, Tony. What the hell, bro? You just came in and just said, "Look what I got." I'm kidding. That's cool, though. What a cool place to work at, though. Raph says, "What were your opinions on the 13? I have the 12, and I almost got the 13, but I was told it was just an all right comparison." Raph, for this, this is probably the only Discovery series that I've had. I've had a ton of the Bardstown. I like almost all of it. I wouldn't say there's anything that's been bad. The price just keeps going up, so that part's kind of a little to me. But I might be a little biased. Like, my favorite stuff is double oaks. I love a good chocolate note, a little red fruit note. It has both of those. I think this one, it feels higher quality, but that could be just me having like recency bias. That's why I always say, like, when I do a first impression, I still want to do a proper review on it, just so that way, like, I have time to sit there and drink it over maybe 1 to 3 days and really kind of soak it in, especially when I'm not live, so that way I can like critique the fuck out of it, kind of. Buto, where's Cat? I don't know. He was here. You scared him off. Are you guys still drinking bourbon? We are. You know, we dabble from time to time. Jerry says, "I haven't tried the Bardstown." I know. Lame. Fresh cracked JD Heritage tonight. Chef's kiss. You know what? I was figuring out what I was drinking next, Jerry. We're drinking that. Let's drink the Heritage. I did just get this last week, I believe. It's good. I like it. It's the one thing that I've learned though on the fresh crack, the first pour or two didn't feel as toasted. Third and fourth pour felt very toasted. So I haven't touched this bottle in, that sounds bad, like a day. So I forgot, maybe I had a pour last night. Or maybe it's 2 days. I can't remember. Bardstown, super overpriced. I'm not saying it's not overpriced. I'm just saying so far I liked it. I don't like the price. I'm not ever going to say, yeah, that's a good price. I like that. It may be worth it to some people. I think the age statement's doing a lot of that, but I also feel like if I really sat down and think about it, if it tastes like a 9-year age, then you put on 15-year on the label and rip me off. But wait for the review. Okay. It kind of balanced out a little even, more even. Butcher says, "Red wine here." He said, "Yo, call me old fashioned." Hey guys, have you guys heard the new intro? I might have to play it for you in a second. It's good. I liked it. It's a good intro. After some smoked pork ribs, very tasty. Red wine and smoked pork ribs sounds like a good time. I'm just upset I didn't get an invite, but cool, bro. Sesame says, saw my local Myers the other day, $74.99, good price. Never tried the Heritage, but love all the JD. I believe that's MSRP. That's what I paid. So, did you know in 1968, Benchmark was made by Seagram's first? First year it was released recently. Did a new versus old, 1968 versus today. Old wins. I can imagine old wins. I did know Seagram's owned Benchmark and all of that stuff beforehand. Seagram's used to own a shit ton of shit. They kind of died off, but they're still there. Boots was head with I'm a coleslaw. I'm not a coleslaw guy, but you bring back the pork. Raph says the Jack definitely needed to open up for me, but afterwards it was delicious. The first pour and the second pour were like 10 minutes apart, and they were a little bit different. And I was like, hey, like this might need a little taming. But it's Jack doesn't miss. It just doesn't necessarily like blow people's socks off every time. But this is a good pour. I don't think I poured enough. But what I like about it is like this one felt a little bit different, sweeter, oakier, but it still had that Jack in the background, which I liked a lot. Jerry said I tried one at a share. I liked it, but wasn't blown away. This one though, it's great. Might be some serious variants in these. See, I don't know that, but that'd be cool to look into. I can imagine it probably is. They're single barrels, so how many of the barrels, you know what I mean? Like, can we track down like what's what? Just for funsies, I have I've bottle number 25-04178, barrel entry on 7/7/17. Sounds like I need to play the lottery. Rap says, play it again. Play it. Okay, my bad. Duckleberry the third from... That's the longest name ever. Duckleberry is what we're going. Hey, bro. You look like it totally blown up. Like you totally blew... You look like you totally blew the toilet up. Hey. You know me so well. Wow. You thought I'm going to be embarrassed by it? Bro, you better be careful. You go to the bathroom after me. I'll fuck some shit up. He farted, blood came out. That's fucking hilarious. My bad. I must have been behind in the chat, guys. My bad. If I missed something, that's on me. Sesame says Benchmark and Michter's Rye are my two next to try. Try Michter's Rye next. But Benchmark Full Proof is also fantastic. I would skip the other ones if you even remotely like high proof. If not, then go Bonded. I have the single barrel too, but Bonded I like a little more. Butcher says, dude, cold saw. I get it, but like I'm not a coleslaw person. Benchmark Bonded, $20, solid. It's I think 18 here for the Bonded. Jonathan Savage says, hard to find Benchmark near me. Easier to find Eagle Rare. Where are you at, Jonathan? That's crazy. All right, here, let's play the intro for you.
Yeah, pour it up, let the bourbon speak. Call me old fashioned, we bringing that heat. 100 proof, sipping flavor on blast. Dabbling with the rear view, raise your glass. Bourbon hunting for unicorns, that's the chase. High ride heat, put a smile on my face. Respect to the OGs, yeah, they set the tone. Tucks, Mr. Lopez, I rock, there it gone. Oaks get strong, oaky smooth ride. I'll see you on the other side.
And I cut it. Southern Connecticut. How do you not have Benchmark up there? That's fire. Hey, you gotta be here. Bro, you're not lying. You think I was singing that? That is my singing voice. I'm glad you think I sound like AI. It's AI. No more copyright strikes. I heard the barrel entry on the JD's Heritage was only 100, so these are barrel proof at only 100. I'm not sure about that. I feel like if it was, they would have it would be more. They would put something like at barrel entry or something like that. I feel like they would market that a little bit heavier. So I'm not 100% sure. If it is, that would help with the variance. Not the watch says, "Do you see my last comment?" Hold on, let me go find it. I'm sure I was missing something. Oh, he says, as whiskey ages in barrels, some evaporates over time. It's known as the angel share. At Jim Beam, we found a way to extract whiskey once lost to the staves of the barrel. This is the devil's cut. Oh, are you just reading the back of Jim Beam's devil cut? Or what are we talking about? Booch says, okay, you guys, go get some beauty rest. Say hi to Kat. I will. Buto, appreciate you stopping by as always, bud. Bro, I would love to have AI create my tattoo, but I feel like I would have to like sell everything I own to get everything I wanted tattoo wise. So I don't cross that bridge because I'll jump off the deep end. You know what I mean? I'll come in, I'll be covered. Devil's Cut thoughts? I mean it's okay. Which one did I really like the Jack 7 or Black 7-Year Age? That's probably the one that I like the most. I like the 002. I'm not opposed to the Jim Beam lineup, but to be honest, like the way I look at the Jim Beam lineup is it is an entire line that is a budget line that is really great at promoting their other stuff through Jim Beams. Like Little Book, Booker's, Knob Creek, Larceny, all that stuff, Old Fits. Um, it's strange to have Jim Beam has an entire line be an entire budget line. So to me, that's crazy. But they're all good, and they're all fairly good price too. So like, you could pick them all up without even like really breaking the bank. Christian, welcome back, baby. Happy Saturday. Cheers. Cheers to you. Liz says, hope you boys are having a good night. Jerry says, going for a safety meeting. Be back in a few. Are you at work, Jerry? Leaving a bourbon stream for a safety meeting's got to be like the craziest like flip flop. You're over here like, let's drink, and you're like, safety first. Have fun in your meeting though. How long have we been? We've been live over an hour. I said it was going to be a quick one. You guys, you talking me into it, guys. If you haven't already, drop a like on the stream. Subscribe if you are new. If you're new, what are we doing? Drop a little sub for the boys. Andrew says Jack Daniels always tastes cheap to me. Andrew, what have you had? All right, let's dive in. Have you had any of the single barrel proofs? Let's go there. Let's start there and work our way outwards. Never buy that sugar anymore. Sugar. I mean, all bourbon feels like it has sugar in it. Must be from California. Kyle says my coworker's wife is really notable artist here, and she's hooked it up. I give her ideas, she kills it, then had AI create the filler. She took it and ran with it. The price was reasonable, $125 an hour. It's not bad. It's actually pretty cheap comparatively. But that's cool. I think AI has its place, right? Like, not to get like super weird on the AI talk. I don't think AI is going to take over everything. I think it will take over some things, but I think it's definitely good tools to use. Like for me, you know what I mean? Like if you went through back, most of my early live streams are all copyrighted because I'm using some random song that eventually gets hit with a copyright strike. So If AI is creating songs, I'm here for it. Gentleman's Jack? Uh, I mean, it's not the best of the lineup. It's not horrible either. Like it's not bad. But I would say get one of the single barrel proofs, rye or whiskey. I like the rye more, but the whiskey's good too. Then, if you don't like that, then then all your comments are super valid. If you don't like Jack 7, then like that's just like, hey, we get it. But I like Jack 7. Christian says I picked up John J. Bowman single barrel, $54 yesterday. That's a good price. Tried the JD in the square bottles. Try the JD in the square bottles. All good. Green, or gold, green, blue, orange, all great. Some are 700s. Mine are 750s. Yeah, I agree, Kyle. AI helps me with productivity. AI helps me with a handful of things. But I still have to like correct it half the time. More than half every time. I have to correct it to some degree. So the but yeah, you're not wrong, Jonathan. I have the gold. I guess I have 2 golds. And then I have a blue. Where's my other ones? I don't have any more of the single barrel. I drink them too quick. It's literally the things I drink the most. Andrew says, Buffalo Trace. Do you like Buffalo Trace, Andrew? Let's start there. What do you like? The Buffalo Trace shelf's looking a little thin over here. I still the one bottle I was looking for this weekend was the Cask Strength Rye from Woodford's, part of their Master Collection one. I didn't find that, but I was looking. That's what I wanted. Orange is Coy Hill. I knew that. Don't worry about me. Is good top. You like Woodford's the most, or are you saying it's better than Woodford's? Like there's none of the Buffalo Trace that are bad. Like I started talking about this earlier. That's why I posted on the poll that I made about the Jack Daniels and the Buffalo Trace. You can't put a Buffalo Trace in front of me and me say it's bad, except for maybe Travelers, right? They're all good. Like there's nothing I can say like they're not good. They're harder to find. They're a little bit more pricier when you get into like secondary stuff. But personally, I think I would choose the Jack over them. Let's say 51% of the time. But I like Woodford's more than a lot of things. So, but that's like a personal preference, not like a scientifical thing or whatever. Both are good. I have a shit ton of the Woodfords. You know what? Let's do that. Let's drink that next. Let's give Andrew something to say is good. All right. So he said sherry earlier too. So let's bring over these two. David E. Whiskey from PA. He says. Let's put the Jack back. Kyle says, okay, we need to do a field trip to Kentucky Bourbon Festival one of these years. Kyle, you're in the Discord now, but yeah, we were supposed to do it this year. But I got in that car wreck and it kind of changed everything. But I was supposed to go this year and I was going to meet up with like iRock and a handful of people that are in the Discord. But because I couldn't fully commit because of the car wreck, I was like, we'll figure it out. But next year I think will be easier, and we'll set the date and what we're going to be doing before or after the festival beforehand, so that way everybody can kind of like plan accordingly. Raph says, my brother just picked up a cask strength double oaked Woodford. It's pretty tasty. It was only 96 proof. That's not cask strength then. The Woodford's double oak is 90.4 proof. I don't know what 96 proof is. That's throwing me off. Andrew says, just huffs all natural gas up to Jerry says, Golden Ox got Elijah Craig barrel proof rye in. Kind of want one, but I know the wife would start chirping. And allocation season's coming up, so I'm holding off. I know someone in our circle will let me sample it. I said that earlier. I was like, I know they dropped it. I want it. But the reason why I didn't run up there is it's about to be allocation season. And around here, usually it's fairly good for allocation season. It's not horrible. You just got to kind of be a little bit active, but you got to have some cash on hand to be able to pull the trigger on some things. So yeah, I've been holding off on buying as much as I can, so that way we're ready. Andrew says, "What the frack? What? Thought I was gonna let you talk smack all night? No, Andrew. I got stuff you want. You'll be able to say you like this. So let's dive into these real quick for Andrew here. So Andrew, which one should I drink first? I have the blended malt sherry cask finish. This is 2024 edition, 90.4 proof, right? Distillery only release. Then I have the Chocolate Whisper Redux, which is 139.4 proof. Their 2025 edition, distillery only release. This is the highest proof they ever released as well. It's also probably my favorite Woodford's in general, like when you're talking about proof and taste wise, but both are fantastic. Angel's Envy makes barrel proof that is bottled and bond. Angel's Envy is kind of like hit or miss for me sometimes. Christian says, I have a conference Thursday and Friday, and I hit 2 workshops on AI. Learned a ton about how to use it and get more done faster. Well, damn. That's pretty cool. The Wheel Neil says, I'm on a bourbon diet. I've already lost 3 days. What? I don't know if that means you're like blacking out and you just lost 3 days, or you haven't drank in 3 days. He says, yes, both are fantastic. I also have the toasted, and I have the batch proof 121.2. I also have the double oak, but I figure most people don't really care about that one. Pose Diddley says, how's it going, gents? Pose, welcome to the stream, baby. Happy Saturday. That might have been a little too much. Been a while since I've turned this cork, so let me just set that there. I like the toasted too. The toasted's not bad. I'll be saving the come end of November to really till New Year's, maybe in January. You'll see me drinking a lot more toasted, a lot more double oak, a lot more old fashions, stuff like that, because that just feels like winter to me is double oaks. I literally saved, which one was it? My Lucky 7 single barrel from last year. I made sure I kept it above 55% of the bottle, because I can't wait to drink that bottle like when it's cold as shit out. Andrew says, just finished a 115 proof. There you go. I can't remember what this year's is, right? I can't remember. I'm blanking on you, Andrew. That's my bad. It was for sure proof at 96. Not sure how, but here in Illinois and Wisconsin, that's what it was released at. Well, Raph, I need one. Go find it. Go find me one. I'm kidding, kind of. But 96 proof would be pretty cool. All I ask, like, the way Woodford's has been moving with the batch proof or the barrel proof rye that's being released, I have a feeling within the next 12 months, they're going to release a barrel proof or batch proof or whatever they want to word it of the double oak, or even a double oak. One of the two. Jerry says, night, Kyle. Oh, I miss it. Kyle says, all right, ladies and gents, have a wonderful night. I'm headed off to bed. Got work early in the morning. Kyle, appreciate you stopping by on this Saturday night. I will see you next Friday, 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Appreciate you stopping by, though, bud. Andrew says, Prohibition style. There we go. Okay, I just learned that this cork is not completely sealed. because that just leaked a little bit. That's not cool. That means I'm gonna have to either re-bottle that or drink that faster. Sheldon says, "Oh, good, you're up." I'm up. I'm awake. What's up? Raph says, a little hotter than I was expecting. Raph says they were $90, dude. I didn't buy it, but I got a sample of it. It's almost as good as the Peerless Double Oak. We have a situation we need to go over. Do you want me to end the stream? Like, how serious are we talking? I don't care what the price is, Raph. Like a higher proof double oak from Woodford's is all I've been asking for. So I guess like if you ask for something for 5 years and they deliver, can you really complain about what it costs if you ask for it for 5 years? You know what I mean? Like, plus like most of the Woodfords I have are over 100. That's a good fucking bottle. A lot of people say like the chocolate kind of threw them off on like the finish or the back end. Not me. I like it. Christian says, so I have a Bowman small batch single barrel and a Bowman single barrel. What is the difference? No fucking clue. One's small batch, one's not. Yeah, bro. Like you acted like you had to come all the way to my stream to ask me that question. Come the fuck on. Wait, is it done? Did something happen? Waited the entire fucking night for this. Hold on. I'm more upset that you're asking about it. Like if you didn't already know the answer. What the fuck? I don't know what's. Yeah, buy the conductor suit. Price is no matter. Price is not an issue. Jonathan says, have you heard of / use the can? I've heard of that about the gas. I've never used it. What I have been testing out that I'm still waiting to see like how well it really handles is like the thing that you put on wine bottles. Jesus Christ, bro. The thing you put on wine bottles and you kind of suck the air out. I've been testing that to see how well that works. I don't know how I feel about putting gas in my bottle. I see people do it. I just don't. That's also good. Like if you're not constantly opening and closing your bottles, where like I very much am. Sources, it's not live. Then yeah, bro, you should already had one. If you were not already prepared for this, Shelton, that's on you, bud. Like you should have. I said you better have the thumbnails. You better have the graphics, the outfits, everything. You know what I mean? It should have been dialed in. I told you a week ago. I told you a month ago. That's fine. Well. What's the other technique somebody was using? Normally, the cork thing works fairly well. It's just like when you have like a lot, like tipping them upside down and stuff like that, it doesn't hold that well. But I've only had like a handful, small handful of bottles. Andrew says, when is last call? I mean, we're about to wrap up the stream here shortly. No, I have not tried any of the old Louisville yet. I've seen a couple of them floating around stores. Just haven't pulled the trigger on any of that. Andrew Raph says, how long we live for? This is about an hour and a half exactly. Who made your intro song? My buddy. He did it. I didn't do it. You figure, I mean, I helped. Barely. Poe says, just got back home after going to the American Whiskey Show. I definitely had some great pours. That sounds like a good time. So, let's just go ahead and call it there. It's not a big deal. We've been live for an hour and a half. I was only planning to go live for like 30 minutes to try that first bottle. You guys just came in and showed out. So I appreciate everybody that does stay and they watched and they hung out and did all the good stuff because, yeah, I just appreciate it. So, Andrew says, have you ever tried Old Forester? What does that even mean? Like, yeah, of course. I have 1924, 1910, 1920. I have a single barrel rye, and I think that's it that I own currently. I love Old Forester. Nothing wrong with that. Raph says, Jerry, that Kentucky small batch is good stuff. $60 for a 7-year. Very tasty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, drop a like on stream. Subscribe if you are new. And if not, we do go live every Friday at 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time, unless I get crazy, and then join the Discord, and you'll know when something weird is going to happen. But if not, ladies and gentlemen, like, subscribe to all the jazz, and I will see you on the other side. Peace.
Yeah, pour it up, let the bourbon speak. Call me old-fashioned, we bringing that heat. 100 proof, sipping flavor on blast. Dabbling with the rear view, raise your glass. Bourbon hunting for unicorns, that's the chase. High ride heat, put a smile on my face. Respect to the OGs, yeah, they set the tone. Tucks, Mr. Lopez, I rock, Aragon. Notes hit strong, old key smooth ride. I'll see you on the other side. Yeah, pour it up, let the bourbon speak. Call me old-fashioned, we bringing that heat. 100 proof, sipping flavor on blast. Dabbling with the rear view, raise your glass. Bourbon hunting for unicorns, that's the chase. High ride heat, put a smile on my face. Respect to the OGs, yeah, they set the tone. Tucks, Mr. Lopez, I rock, Aragon. Notes hit strong, old key smooth.